Hi there, here's Christina from Changing Parenting, and today I want to talk about the importance of adjusting your parenting to the child you have and not the other way around. Not to have very strict ideas of how parenting should be and instead adjust to your child's needs, to your child's unique needs, because all children are different and therefore so should parenting also be. There is no one size fits all when it comes to parenting. And I'm going to give you an example of a mama I worked with recently. And so, as you know, I'm against sticker charts. I'm against anything that is a behaviorist strategy. Behaviorism is basically the same way you train a dog. If the dog performs well, you give them a cookie, one of those dog food treats. And if the dog does something wrong, you punish the dog, right? And some people raise children like that, but children are people. And what children need, humans are very different from dogs. And what humans need is they need to learn skills to deal with their emotions, to deal with their life challenges. And behaviorism is all based on external rewards, external motivation, external fear of something external. And it doesn't come from within. It's not internal motivation. So children will do things not because they want to do them or because they understand why they should do them, but because either they get something out of it or they fear they might be punished for it. And what happens with anything that is a behaviorist strategy that is based on external validation or external fear is that it works in the short term. But the more you use it, the bigger the rewards that you have to use, the bigger the punishments you have to use, because it will always escalate, right? Before your child would, do their homework to get some candy. Then eventually they start asking for a toy. The candy is no longer enough for them. And if you are not there to give them, if they don't get anything out of it, or if they don't fear any consequence for doing it, if no one is watching, they have no incentive to do it. So that's why it's so important to cultivate internal motivation instead of relying on external validation or external consequences. So in positive discipline, we don't use, behaviorist strategies. We don't use rewards, we don't use punishments. And so I've been a positive parent coach for several years now, and I've never, ever used reward charts. And this time I did. And this is what I wanted to explain to you, is because, as I said, you cannot have an all or nothing approach when it comes to parenting. You cannot have dogmas when it comes to parenting, right? You always need to adjust it to your unique child. So in this case, we were dealing with a child who had a strong demand avoidance. For this child, everything that came from a demand from someone was an immediate no for the kid, right? So every time, they were really struggling to get the child to do their homework, because the child felt someone was wanting something from them, right? So this was a child, and this happens a lot with children that have very strong demand avoidance, is that he really needed to be the one to come up with he would do things as long as it came from him and not someone demanding something from him, which unfortunately in the case of homework is very hard to turn around, right? So in this case, we did use reward charts. We used the sticker chart with a reward at the end to get that internal motivation started. So it started as external motivation. And I am as I said, it was the first time in my life that I use a sticker chart. And I definitely do not recommend this for 99.9% of the children. But in this case, it worked. And I wanted to talk about this. It might be a bit counterintuitive. Why are you talking about this if it doesn't apply to most children? Because I want to show how important it is to always adjust parenting to the unique child you have. And also, if you have a child that is very strong demand avoidant, then in that case, I'm going to show you how you can use rewards and sticker charts in a way that creates internal motivation instead of escalating and instead of turning into something that, yeah, your child will only do something if they get something out of it, right? So what we wanted was the child to have an incentive to do the homework. And then what we want is that incentive starts growing from within instead of coming from the outside. So this is what we did step by step. I'm going to share with you in case it might also help you. So we started with the reward chart. So again, I don't recommend this for most children, but it's just if you do use a sticker chart, this is how you could do it in a way that does not, backfire. So you start with a sticker chart that is 3 stickers will get you a toy, for instance. So in this case, this child, they used to have 1 piece of homework a week. So it was not like something that they would get, toys every week. So it was like every 3 weeks, if they would do all their, if he would do all this homework, he would get a toy, right? So for every homework he did, he would get a sticker. And after 3 stickers, he would get a toy. And the first sticker was something that it was really important to focus on the sticker and the process and explaining the rules, because again, this child was very rule oriented. So we focused a lot on just explaining the rules. Okay, so you're going to do the homework, you get this sticker. So we'll allow the child to choose the stickers. They went with the child to a supermarket. The child chose the stickers he wanted to use. And then, the first sticker was all about, yeah, now you got the sticker. Now, how many stickers do you still need in order to get the prize? And it was also all about, getting that present and the stickers. And it was very focused on that, right? On the first week. The second week, the child already was understanding. The child was actually looking forward to the second week. So we knew it was working because the child was always asking, when can I do the next homework so that I can get the next sticker, right? So he already understood the rule. He was already looking forward to it. So right on the second week, as soon as the child started being really like, I'm really into this, I really want the present, I understand the rules, and I'm looking forward to do my homework. So that's when you start seeing that they want to do something because of something external, right? They have an external motivation to do something. And when you see that your child is really focusing on the external motivation, that's when you gradually start introducing internal motivation. This means that you stop saying things like, look, now you got the sticker, now you only need 2 stickers left. And you start, because your child will already be saying those things by themselves, and you start focusing more on like, look at how you did such an amazing job. I'm sure you're really proud of yourself. Look at how amazing the lines are. Look at how amazing the numbers are. You really know already all your numbers. That you must be so proud of yourself. So you start more talking about the task at hand, and for them to understand, to get the feeling of how they feel, the sense of accomplishment, the sense of, so you're focusing more on getting them to reflect on their own achievements and how they feel about them, right? And that's how you continue doing. And then as soon as your child gets the first reward, right? So they have the 3 stickers and they get a reward. Then you go and you do with 5. So you have 5 stickers and then you get a reward. And then hopefully, because you continue always really, you don't mention the stickers at all. Always on the first sticker, you need to explain the rules. But then from that moment on, you're always focusing on the internal motivation. You're always focusing on like, you should be so proud of yourself. Look at what you did. Like, that's so amazing. I saw that it was so hard for you and you kept on doing. That's so amazing. Look at how much perseverance you have. You must be so proud of yourself. And, want to hang it, really make your child feel proud of themselves. And because they are getting all this feedback of the importance of how I feel about it, hopefully by the time it's the 5, then you're able to stop using it. If you ever need help with your child, again, all parenting must be, tailored to your unique child. So if you want me to help with your unique child, with the challenges you're facing, just drop me a message or check out changingparenting.com.